Maritime Made is presented by Nova Scotia Business Inc., helping businesses across the province grow through export. For more information, novascotiabusiness.com.
Have you ever wondered how birds are kept away from runways? Well, Phoenix bird whalers are used to do just that. From the manufacturing facility in Deterrent, Nova Scotia, they're solving a worldwide safety problem, keeping birds off runways and away from airplanes. Phoenix Agritech ships their bird deterrent systems to airports in over 60 different countries around the world. Each bird deterrent system or bird whaler system is made up of one main control whaler and 5 speakers that can be placed up to 500 feet apart along a runway. One system covers 2,500 feet of runway. The first step of the Phoenix whaler system is making the main control box for the whaler. The work begins on the lid of the box, which is designed in Germany. The technician drills the holes for the buttons using a drill press. Then the buttons are added and tightened into place. Next, he solders the terminals. A dab of paint is added to ensure the buttons are sealed. Then, a grounding wire is stripped, soldered, and placed between the buttons. Then the red and green wires are soldered in place for the red and green operating buttons. The wraps are added. The ends of the wires are tied up and the lid is complete. Next, holes for the components are drilled into the main control box using the drill press. Using a drill saw, a large hole is made for the high-frequency speaker. Components for the box are now assembled. Wires are added to the speaker jack and it is installed. A gasket is placed on the speaker, then placed into the box and secured with nuts and bolts. A length of power cable is used to create the power cord that will run from the box to the battery. Battery clamps are added to one end, and the other end is attached to the power connector. Now all the wiring is in place in the main control box. The wires are connected so they can later be added to the circuit board. Holes are then drilled for the exact placement of the LCD display, which will be added later. Each unit is labeled with a unique serial number and is ready for the next phase of assembly. At this stage, the circuit board is prepared to be installed in the main control box. Risers are added to the circuit board where the LCD display will be placed. Glue is added to the screws and the LCD display is secured. A light sensor is mounted to the board. Speaker wire is trimmed and secured to the connector. The strands of speaker wire are attached to the circuit board, followed by the power supply wires. Glue is added to ensure a good seal. The circuit board is then secured to the control unit. Wires from the lid are connected, and the lid is secured with spring-loaded locks. Before the control box is secured, the whaler system is programmed with a specific bird deterrent program. Birds are very different from country to country and city to city. Phoenix Agritech creates a custom sound program that includes warning calls from the specific birds they're trying to deter, as well as calls from their predators. This sound mix of natural bird sounds can also include man-made sounds like helicopters. The sounds move between speakers up and down the runway. This creates an environment that keeps those birds away and improves the safety of the runway. The sound sequences are loaded on a micro SD card and added to the circuit board. That completes the main control box for the Whaler system. The system also has 5 speaker stands that are made of steel and are manufactured in Nova Scotia. These speakers begin with a frangible fitting that is secured to the base with bolts. Washers and nuts are added and tightened. Frangible fittings are a safety feature and are made to shear off in the event they are struck by an airplane. Each speaker post holds an electrical junction box. Holes are first drilled in the box to make room for the Perco jacks and wood head connectors. Each of the 2 Perco jacks feed the audio signal to one of 2 speakers. The wood head connectors are also glued and installed. These are used to connect each speaker post to the main controller box. The back of the junction box is bolted to the post and the wiring is connected. Morettes are added and the lid is secured. The post is secured to the base of the Whaler using a ratchet wrench. Next, the speakers are attached to each post. They're called super horn speakers. They're rated to produce up to 124 decibels at a distance of 1 meter. Most of the natural bird sounds used are put out at 85 decibels. One speaker is pointed up for soaring birds, and the other is pointed across the runway. The system will transmit natural bird sounds to about 1,000 feet. Wood head connectors are added to the spool of speaker cable that is sent for installation in the field where the speakers will be connected to the main control system. Shipping crates are custom built on-site, ensuring the safe delivery of the Phoenix Whaler systems to customers all over the world.